Marvel Legends, new wave, new Iron Man, same ruckus. Let's get it. What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus, and I'm back with another action figure review. I know it's been a minute since I've done a full blown review. I did a little quick hit on a recent GI Joe figure not too long ago, but I haven't really gotten down and done one of these wall to wall, end to end reviews. Um, it's no real biggie. It's just that I've needed a break, I guess, just to recharge the batteries a little bit. I've been doing this for in about 3 months. It'll be 2 years, and let's just say that things haven't gone out like I had hoped. So I figured I'd start cutting down and accept what is. I'm getting off into other things, other type of content to create, and allow this niche to rest in the hands of those that inspired me to try my hand at it. But it's painfully obvious that they've got this corner of YouTube on lock. And I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. It is what it is. If it wasn't for the people that I follow, I wouldn't be speaking to you right now. But enough about that. I am here right now, so I'm going to do what it is that I do, and that is review action figures. In this instance, it would be Iron Man, the Heroes Return version. Whoa, I don't know if you guys heard that. But anyway, you see the logo. It's got just a straight up Marvel logo there at the bottom. This is a Build-A-Figure wave, and it's a combination. It's a part MCU wave, and remainder are comic-based figures. And we'll see what that's all about momentarily. You see the digital render on the front there with some artwork in the back. Then we've got some more artwork right there of Iron Man, the return. On our other side, we have the Build-A-Figure. This would be the Totally Awesome Hulk, also known as Amadeus Cho. I believe he's listed as the 7th smartest person on the planet. And he, at one point, absorbed the energy from Bruce Banner, the Hulk, the primary Hulk. And this is what we got. We got Amadeus Cho as the Hulk, and he is the Build-A-Figure. There are 7 waves, there are 7 figures in this wave. Iron Man, who we're reviewing today, doesn't come with the Build-A-Figure piece. That's why you don't see his name on that list of the 6 figures that are required to build Amadeus Cho, aka the Totally Awesome Hulk. They are Captain Marvel, Photon, Miss Marvel. Those are the 3 MCU figures. This is basically kind of like a wave representing the upcoming Marvel movie, The Marvels. And then, of course, the remaining figures for this to build Amadeus, as well as part of the wave itself. We've got Marvel Boy. Marvel Boy is a Kree. And we've got Karnak of the Inhumans and Commander Rogers, as in Steve, also known as Captain America. Then we have on the back here, we've got another digital render of Iron Man shooting repulsors out of his energy-bearing hands, which he comes out of package just like that, and they don't have hinges, so I don't know why Hasbro insists and persists to give us these hands when we've seen that they've got hands that can fire repulsors with hinges, but it is what it is. You see the digital render of the additional set of fists that Iron Man also comes with. Coming back to the front and showing the top, there's that Marvel logo once again. and it is what it is. One quick thing about Iron Man Heroes Return. When this wave was announced, and Iron Man in particular, a lot of people went in on Hasbro saying that this is inaccurate to the how he appeared during that storyline. They were getting it confused and twisted. They were thinking that they were getting the Heroes Return version confused with the Heroes Reborn version. Heroes Reborn, this happened shortly after the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, everybody basically went up against Onslaught. And Onslaught was a combination of Professor Charles Xavier and Magneto. And what ended up happening was in the aftermath of that particular, the final battle, all of the Avengers were thought, they were presumed to be deleted, but they actually were sent to another, we'll call it reality. And that reality was created by one Franklin Richards, son of Reed and Sue Richards of the Fantastic Four. And they, in that world, they appeared differently. They had different origins. They didn't remember anything about being from the 616 or anything like that. Even the Hulk was there. He got basically separated. The Hulk was separated, so a part of him went to this other universe as well. At the conclusion of that storyline, when they returned back to the primary universe, the 616 universe, that was a new storyline, and that was called Heroes Return, and now you're caught up. That's how we got this particular version of Iron Man. And so, without further ado, we're going to get into the review itself. Here we have the Heroes Return version of Iron Man on our rotating base, so you can see what he looks like rounded round, and definitely a different style of Iron Man. We do have we are using the base from that 80th anniversary Iron Man from a few years ago, and we all knew this was going to happen. They're going to milk that mold for all it's worth, and come up with whatever they can, and just retool when it's necessary. So you can see what's going on. You see what shades of red and gold that we're using here. I can see some marbleization going on, especially in the thigh area. So that's not too cool, but I guess it is what it is. Those blast effects that I told you about that they showed on the rear of the packaging. They're, of course, in a fluorescent like yellow, and we've seen these a million times before, and we will see them a million times from now. And here are those second set of fists that we get. These, fortunately, are hinged. Taking a little closer up look at our Heroes Return Iron Man, you see, just looking at the head sculpt, the helmet, we're kind of sporting. It's almost a throwback to when he had the pointed helmet from way back in the day, the 70s, and we've got the slits. You can't see his eyes behind them there, but it's a nice gold. What is kind of messed up, if you can see me go back on that neck, the gold on the helmet is exactly that. It's painted gold, but then look at the neck. If you can see that, the neck is molded, plastic is molded gold, and they do not match. So very, 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 very unfortunate there. Then, of course, you've got the gold on the arms, and they match up with the helmet. They look like it's a little bit lighter than the helmet, but you could see that they're painted, or at least if they are molded, they're the same color as the helmet. But they definitely don't match that neck, not at all. And then, of course, you've got on the interior of the wrist gauntlets there, and then the legs. Looking at the legs, they are like I stated before, you could see some marbleization, like right down there. There's a seam, which is you can't unsee it when you see that. And the same thing's going on the opposite leg as well. The red is looking pretty nice, but having said that, looking at the shoulder pads or the pauldrons, whatever you want to call them, they are a different shade of red to the torso. The chest plate looks pretty good. You've got the gold paint on any parts that aren't red/crimson. So that's pretty cool. The legs, same thing. Turning to the rear, you've got you could see how plastic, like the down here at the calves and almost to the ankles, that gold looks. So then, of course, you've got the feet. The feet have got some nice detail to it in terms of how the boots with the line work there. So, yeah, that's basically what we got going on with our Heroes Return Iron Man. Zooming him out so we can take a look at that articulation. I showed the head initially. We know he can go rotate it 360. You can look up that much. The head is on a ball hinge. You can look down that much. So pretty cool when you look up. It could be a little bit better, but that's pretty decent enough for a flying pose. In terms of his shoulders, his shoulder pads are independent of the torso, so they will swivel around, but you got to be careful. As you saw right there, you can get the arms almost to 90, lifting up at those shoulders. He does have the bicep swivel. He's got pinned, double jointed elbows. His wrists with these repulsor blasting hands, they do swivel. They don't hinge at all, so don't even try it. In terms of his torso, he's got an ab crunch, so he can go forward a little bit, just that much, but going back is what it really matters. He can go back that far, so you combine that with the look back, and you can get him into a decent looking flight pose. He's got a waist swivel. As far as his hips go, he can do the splits out that far, which is decent, very nice. He can do 90, kicking forward, and go back a little bit like that. He's got the thigh cut. He's got double jointed pinned knees, as you can see right there. Fortunately, it's all gold on gold, both the elbows and the knees, so that's cool. He actually swivels at the top of that boot there, so you got that. He can point his toe forward that far. Up, not so much. He does have ankle pivot, and you know what time it is. If you've been rocking with the 80th anniversary buck, Iron Man is standard height is usually about 6 3/4 inches or close to it, and we're still sticking with that for this guy right here. So one of the great things when they came up with that 80th anniversary buck was they made Iron Man bigger, both from 12 to 6 and from 3 to 9. And that's what we needed, because before that, it was, you couldn't reasonably sell to anyone that a grown man was in a suit of armor. But it's been corrected. And to give off some fellow Iron Man comparisons, we have on our right the buck that kicked it all off, the 80th Iron Man, with the exaggerated repulsor beams, which are pretty cool. And then on our left, we have the Iron Man Model 70, and pretty good figure in its own right. So as we come to the end of this review, let's summarize for a minute or two. We've got here in front of us Iron Man, the Heroes Return version. Pretty good looking armor. Another one that we could add to our hall of armor, ever growing, and probably will always ever grow. as long as there's an Iron Man, there will always be a new iteration of armor. So I think that well will never go dry. As far as this armor is concerned, I think it looks pretty good. I love the design. I can't front. Definitely. I love the chest plate. I love the helmet. Definitely all very nice. I'm not so crazy about the marbleization I got going on the thighs there. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not crazy about how plastic looking the gold kind of sort of appears. And definitely I'm not a fan of how the neck totally looks plastic and different than the helmet, than the gold on the faceplate. But, you know, it is what it is. As I've been known to have said in the past, this is the totally awesome Hulk Build-A-Figure wave. Iron Man did not come with a Build-A-Figure piece. That's why I let off with him. Get that out the way, because from this point forward, all of the figures will count towards building the totally awesome Hulk, aka Amadeus Cho. And that's how it's done.